More. That's it, just more.
Big.
No particular reason to be picking like a 2.
Oh no, I'm falling behind. I wasn't sure if I should join the room yet. No.
That's okay.
Oh my god.
I'll pick I'll pick the car that looks like a shoe because it is funny. And
you may think that it's funny, but it's actually a little bit problematic. The shoe didn't ask to be a car.
Sponge wheels.
Yes. I have picked Toad. I don't remember who I picked in the previous videos, so This may be a repeat already.
And the gold glider.
But there's only like 3 good characters in the whole roster.
Yeah.
Toad is not one of them, for the record. Oh.
Sorry, my cough's been like really bad today.
That one was like comedic.
Alright, Leaf Cup, I guess. With Wario Stadium.
Hold on, where, oh, that leaf, okay. Have we only been doing 2 cups per video?
Yeah.
For some reason I thought we were doing like 8 or 4.
No, 2 cups per video.
Okay. Because I was about to ask, is this the last set? Before we get to like the new DLC, and I'm like, how is that going to work? Because that's only 2 cups, and we usually do 4. And I don't know. Was it a cake or a pillow?
This video will clear out all the ones that were in base game Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U.
I see.
There'll be 2 videos of the Wii U DLC, and then we'll start with
and then we'll wait a few.
And then that'll be 50% of the way through the tracks.
Wait, what?
So, funnily enough, this was actually my favorite track in the base game. It's not the most impressive looking, I just found it fun.
I was gonna say it's a DS level, so it's not real, because I didn't play that game really, but my favorite track in this is Tick-Tock Clock, which is also a DS level, so... I just kind of drove right into that fire. It called to me. And now, for absolutely no reason, I will go off on a tangent about this stupid-ass story that we listened to in, like, 2nd grade.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't, actually. That's the problem, is it's like, I've told so many useless stories over the years, I never remember which I've actually told.
I could talk about random childhood stories, but
do it. Mine wasn't interesting and isn't related to anything.
I don't know if I can remember any. I guess I could randomly talk about this because I was reminded of it because it sort of came up the other day. So like, most of the games I played as a kid were like, I guess I could call it make-believe. I didn't know how to explain it at the time. When I was a kid, I just described it just like, we're playing a game where I am the game. And the way this basically manifested...
Fucking God!
Oh my God. The way Sorry. No, it's fine. You got hit with lightning, bad things happen.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's I hit that random fire at the beginning, and I have not been able to recover since. I'm in 7th, and I cannot catch up.
Oh, Christ. I would play a lot of games where I was the game. Like, how this basically manifested was the same way that, like, being a game master works for tabletop games nowadays, where, like, you know, I would control kind of the scenario and the enemies and just other non-playable characters, whereas each of my friends would represent one, like, playable character, and we would just kind of go through these battles and scenarios. And yeah, there was one of these that was, like, an RPG that, actually, it would probably make more sense to talk about it in the Mother 3 LP, just because that game and Super Mario RPG were both influences on it. Honestly, I think Mario RPG was more of an influence on it. But, I don't know.
Alright.
If you guys sound interested in that, I could go over just, like, a basic synopsis of the game. part of me is still like, I could make it one day. Like, it's not a bad idea. I'd have to maybe change some things to just be better, but there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's solid.
Make it in VR.
Yes, clearly. The story was, like, you know, comprehensible. But I guess one of them that I'll talk about was Nancy Versus, which
Oh my
was...
god. You were mentioning that the other day.
I mentioned that in the Patreon chat the other day, yeah, on the server, where, so there was this girl called Nancy, and I liked her as a kid. I was like 10 at the time, and we were friends, and at one point we played like this make-believe game, and that wasn't really relevant to the part with me liking her, that was just separate, but anyway, so, she was the protagonist. At least the protagonist was based on her, because this is obviously in, like, a fictional world.
In the fictional world, she was actually a boat.
Though her older sister was actually in the game as well, as a different character.
Also a boat.
Yes, clearly. And, so I called it a series because I think we only ever got to the end of the first one, and maybe started... I think we just barely started the second one. And got no further, but I did come up with like fucking 5 of these games, like premises at least. The first one was called Nancy versus Beef, and the plot was, like, at the beginning she's just in some town, and like, you know, just going about her daily life, and she goes to like a restaurant, and there's like some kind of weird magical curse that appears, and somehow, like, hits the oven of the restaurant and turns it into, like, an evil robot. And somehow this also causes all of the meat in the restaurant to become sentient. And
also boats.
No. To become sentient.
I'm sorry.
And basically, like, they, like, teleported away, and, like, new worlds were created to be their kingdoms. So there was like 3 main kingdoms. There was the poultry kingdom, the pork kingdom, and the beef kingdom.
Oh my god.
And so, you know, like the pork kingdom, for example, it had like, you know, pork chops and sausages, just like as sentient beings. And these kingdoms were basically like gonna try to take over the real world, and Nancy had to stop them. And then for some reason,
I've not seen Sausage Party, but I'm going to assume that was the plot of that movie.
God. No, that's basically Toy Story, but with food in a supermarket, I think. And also, like, lewd.
Yes.
So...
I'm sure as hell not catching up anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I was only in second, but yeah.
This was also, like... I think I was starting to get into Pokemon at the time, and so there was also just this random... Because, like... In between the parts where you would go to the meat kingdoms, those were basically just like single dungeons at what, you know, various parts of the story. But in between, you were doing progression in the real world, like going to a forest and a mountain and a mansion and stuff. And at those places, there were just like regular monsters. I actually have drawings of some of them on a really old DeviantArt account.
Okay.
One of them is a rabbit with horns, and another one was like a red bird thing. I will be interested to see if anybody can actually find them. Feel free, by the way. I don't mind people digging out my past or whatever. Somebody was talking to me the other day in PMs, and they were telling me that, like, they looked at my Discord profile, and they got curious about something and went down a rabbit hole where they found my old YouTube channel, and they're like...
Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned that.
And they were like, I won't actually watch anything, don't worry. And I'm like, it's fine, I don't mind. Like, if I didn't want people to see it, I would have taken it down. To be fair, there are a couple
Whereas I'm, like... I have shit on my, like, you know, my actual main YouTube channel that I still wish people wouldn't watch.
Keyboardist Hero.
No, Keyboardist Hero is fine.
Well, there's a different reason you don't want people to find that video.
Oh, is there now?
Now people are gonna find it, and it's gonna be bad, and you're
gonna
Damn
it. There's some stupid shit in the comments, isn't there?
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to delete it?
You actually might already have, now that I think about it. I can tell you after the video.
Okay.
But before it goes up.
I'm highly curious.
Okay. Anyway.
I forget, what was the one where I just said shut up?
That was... I don't know, I have it written down somewhere. I know the one with like, I will eat your entire goddamn leg is from Kaizo 64, I think.
God.
They were both from a similar era, they're like 2009-ish. Anyway, so yeah, that's a challenge to you guys. If you want to try to find, I don't know how you would do this for the record, because I know what it is, but I don't know if there's any ties to it from any of my other accounts. You might have to go down like through several layers of like finding old usernames and stuff. But I will say that this DeviantArt, number one, I have multiple DeviantArt accounts. One of them is linked on my profile.
I'm so confused right now. I thought there was somebody like far ahead of me. I didn't realize I was in first.
I have multiple DeviantArt accounts. One of them is actually linked on my channel right now. It's not that one. There's a different one that has nothing on it, and there's that was the second. Actually, no, that's not true. It has like poetry.
Empty accounts are the best.
It actually has poetry. No, I have 4 DeviantArt accounts. The reason I have 4 is because they don't let you change your name. So like, I had one that was like bad.
That sucked.
And then I changed it to what my username was at the time, and then I changed it to what a different username of mine was, and then I wanted to use that same one for which is the poetry one. Okay, so basically there's number 1, which has old art from when I was like 10.
And you're like, oh wait, there's actually 6.
No, there's the first one, which has artwork from when I was 9 that I did using like the mouse. I think some of it is drawn and like scanned in, but
No.
I'm so sorry.
Damn it.
I didn't even realize you were there until I paused you. Did you get hit with a blue shell or something?
No, I just was trying to catch up and didn't.
That was good. Getting a lot of mileage out of this topic, I'll say. But yeah, fuck. Okay, so the first one was that. That's the one I'm challenging people to find, because I don't use that username anywhere else. You also might think it implies things about me that are not actually the case. I
mean, I'm not sure how, if there's 4 of these accounts, if one of them is found, I'm not sure how they'll know which the like good one is. Well, or like the one that they're supposed to find.
I'm giving sort of vague enough descriptions that don't give away what they are, but if you find it, then you might be able to confirm. I'm hoping, or I'm thinking. Anyway, the second one is empty. I don't know if you'll have any. No, you probably would be able to confirm to me. The third one has poetry, and the fourth one has like my artwork. The fourth one is the one that's actually linked on my channel. This track is cool because it's like diverging paths and stuff.
Yep. Which I, always take the same path every time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I never remember which is like the best way to go. I know it like varies depending on.
You were taking the same one that I do, so.
I think it's just kind of the default one my brain goes with. Is the one that is like the path of least resistance or something. I'll try to make it a point to go through different paths though, just to mix it up. God, do you remember when the base game of 8 didn't have any battle courses, but they were like, well, we gotta do something, so they just let you do battles on the racetracks, and it was shitty?
Yes, I never
did
that, because I'd never play battle mode in Mario Kart, but
I did it a couple times.
Gonna get a little hoodoo-doo.
Oops.
The hell was going on in the music there?
Oh my god.
Really?
God, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Nancy versus. So there was an element of like monster catching where like, yeah, I think Nancy just had like a giant bug net that she could capture monsters with, and like. Oh, Bowser was invisible. I was so confused why those shells were just like moving on their own, like rotating around nothing. That was weird. I actually don't know what place.
Oh, you weren't the one in front of me. Okay.
Nope. Or at least apparently not. So there was that element, and then I remember as I had more and more people join. Oh fuck! I should have gone right there. Oh well.
Everything's exploding.
As I had other friends joining the game, I added them as other characters. And so one of them was some girl called Willow, and I think her deal, like, there was another character...
She was 30 feet tall.
No. There was another character that couldn't catch monsters, but I'm like, we need at least 2 characters that can do it. So she could do it, but she did it with, like, a Luigi's Mansion style, like, vacuum cleaner thing.
Good.
That would just suck up the monsters.
Suck.
Suck. But yeah, and then at the end of the game, basically you would, like, go back to the restaurant and defeat the oven that started it all.
Go back to the mini-mart.
And defeat the oven that started it all. That was like the final boss, was the oven robot thing. And then there would be like a mysterious wizard that like escapes, and they were the one behind, you know, the magic spell in the first place, and you like chase after them, and this would lead into a bunch of sequels. I unfortunately don't remember the names of the other sequels. I want to say there was like a Nancy versus Aliens, a Nancy versus Shadows or something. There was some bullshit. The one I do remember was either the third, fourth, or fifth one. Definitely.
Oh, you're not changing your stuff.
Oh shit! Fuck. Can I back out?
I did very quickly.
Nah, I'm just gonna go back.
Oh no.
I do remember that one of them was
Gay.
I just noticed that one of my random friends is in here. Like switch friends. Anyway, I will pick. I'm pretty sure I've probably done DK before. I'll save him. Let's do Dry Bowser.
Oh yes.
Let's go with. Sure.
I am trying to avoid heavyweights, and I am never changing my card. Yeah. So wasn't Dan versus a show?
I think it was, yeah.
I never saw it, but it was one of those shows from the like Flash era.
But anyway, sorry, I was trying to say one of them was Nancy versus Nancy because she would gain like an evil clone at one point.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, wire.
I was trying to say one of them was Nancy versus Nancy because she would get like an evil clone at one point.
Always. Did the evil clone make her review stuff?
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. So, if you're interested in more descriptions of old, like, stupid game ideas that I would act out with my friends when I was 10, then let me know, and I might talk about, the story of, what is it called? Ah, yes, Maroon Fist. That was what I called it as a kid.
What the fuck?
If I do it now, I'd probably call it Maroon instead of just Maroon Fist. Or Maroon number 7.
Candy Fist.
Yes. I will spoil, like, the Maroon part is relevant. The fist part was literally just because I'm like, I can't just call it Maroon, I have to put another word in there. Well, you fight stuff in this game, so fist. But you use a sword, so I don't know. Anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll talk about it somewhere.
It's like how I just kind of never actually gave a name to Mitch. Like, I wanted the game to have a name that wasn't just Mitch, but I never came up with one.
I think it's a fine name.
It's stupid.
Oh boy. Good job, Dry Bowser. Dry Bowser is a dickhead, by the way.
Dry Bowser is what?
Is a dickhead.
Why?
I don't know, it's just a running joke between me and my friend George. Like, he didn't do anything. He's just a dickhead.
Okay. Understandable.
I'd
Have
be
a nice
doing
day.
really badly if I got a fucking golden mushroom.
I was, that was it. I was gonna say, like, I said earlier that this was my favorite level, so I'm like, well, I have to do good on it to prove the justice of my culture, and so far I am, but that could all change in the blink of one's eye.
In the blink of a sandwich.
Yeah, just hit a wall for no reason. Cool. That's my favorite way to mess up in a level, is like, you know, not even to hit an obstacle or for somebody else to hit me, just to drive into a wall for no fucking reason and then just lose everything.
Good.
I think I've tried risking the like clock hand shortcut at the end maybe twice in my life. It's just not worth it.
Damn it. What did I get? 7th.
Damn.
Ugh. I don't even
That's
think
a lot.
this character didn't even like feel like it was controlling badly. I just got bad luck.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Yeah.
Not a real level.
Here was my least favorite track in Mario Kart 7. I don't even hate it now. I don't know what I hated about it so much. Actually, I do. It was the Piranha Plant. They definitely changed it between 7 and 8. In 7, you had to have a really wide berth from it, or it would definitely hit you. But in 8, they made it a lot more lenient, so you can get pretty close to it, and it probably won't hit you. But I would basically get hit by it every time, and I didn't understand how you're supposed to do it. You just had to, like, take a really, really fucking wide arc.
But what about Woohoo Loop? What was the Woohoo Mountain one?
Woohoo Mountain Loop.
What a good name.
No, I had a fucking game-breaking shortcut. Like, a just broken shortcut.
Well, I got attacked by the Piranha Plant.
That was the thing, is in 7 I felt like I was properly, like, giving a pretty wide berth, but it would never be enough. And in this one, I'm still careful and it works out. I've never understood how you get to the, like, ramp behind it, though. Because you can't just go through it if you get close.
Star, maybe? I don't know. I didn't realize there was a ramp behind it.
For fuck's sake, I had to get hit with the lightning right before... Oh my fucking... Are you kidding me? Sorry.
Actually, I am.
Being small fucked up my, like, physics while I was trying to do the up flight. And I hit the wall.
Oh!
Oh no.
I hate it when I just don't drift.
Oh yeah, that happens if you can only drift if you're at top speed, I think. Oh!
Well, I mean, I used a mushroom and then pressed R, and I did, like, the hop, but then didn't drift, because I guess I just didn't turn enough. Yeah, going back pointlessly to what I said earlier about Dan Versus and the, like, Flash era of cartoons, that always confused me because I had remembered, like, you know, when Homestar was at the height of its popularity, people were like, why don't they make they should put this shit on TV, like, this would be great. Like, people would definitely watch it. And I remember people being like, no, you can't put Flash on TV, it doesn't work. Like, it's just, there's something about the format that just doesn't translate.
That's nonsense.
I'm like, okay.
It's not a video game engine. It's a fucking
video
file.
Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but okay. I just kind of accepted that as true. And then suddenly every fucking TV show was made in Flash, so. Like everyone's favorite, I was gonna say fucking Steven Universe. What the hell is the name of the show? Johnny Test.
I don't think Steven Universe is Flash.
It's not. I was thinking Johnny Test. I just couldn't remember its name.
No, Steven Universe was animated by, like, Korean animators. A lot of cartoons do that, though, apparently.
It's also weird to me that it's in multiverses, because to me it's not that big of a property, but I guess it actually is.
I don't know how you define the bigness of a property, but it was definitely a big deal of a show in, like, cartoon fan bases. Like, you know, there was a group of people who watched, like, Steven Universe, Gravity Falls,
Bakery Dance, and
I think like Voltron fell under that, though I never watched that. There was like Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Yeah.
The only ones I really watched were Gravity Falls and Steven Universe. And even then, I'm actually not up to date on Steven Universe. Like,
are they all part of the CalArts style shared universe?
Yeah. I think, like, I watched to the end of the season 5 finale, and then they did a movie and then, like, a sequel series. And I haven't watched the movie
for Steven Universe? Or...
Yeah. The sequel series is also over. It was just.
I've not seen a single thing of that series other than the YouTube poops.
I do like it, despite everything. Despite everything, it's still you.
Yes. The only thing I know is that fusion is not an analogy to sex, and fuck you if you say that it is. Like, my only exposure to that concept was very, very angrily saying that it wasn't the case. I'm like, I didn't ever hear of this. Okay, I won't. Damn. Like,
What was it, Joseph?
What?
Oh, no, I guess it probably wouldn't have been. It doesn't seem like you probably watched it.
I'm sorry, I can barely fucking hear you, so it's like...
Yeah.
I mean, that's been the case the entire video. But,
Anyway, yeah, I mean, the reason... I'm not going to go into it too much, but the gist of it is that it's not like it can't. It's just that that's, one, overly simplifying it and making it all like that. It's supposed to represent relationships between two or more characters in general. So, you know, between some characters, it's like a family relationship. Between some, it's more of a friendship. And, you know, Steven and Connie are love interests, and they fuse together. So, it's different kinds of relationships, basically.
big.
Not sure if I like this stage or not.
I've always hated it. It was my most hated stage in the Wii version, and it pretty much continues to be in this one. The, like, Super Nintendo Ghost Valley track that was in the Wii game was also on my shit list. But it's weird, though, because, like, I hated it because I just never knew how to take some of the turns properly, and, like, no matter what, I would always fuck up. And then one day I just kind of stopped having problems with it, and I don't understand what the problem was.
And you never looked back. Stop giving me fucking coins and bombs.
Bombs?
Bombs are fucking useless. You can never get them.
Yeah, I don't really get them.
Actually,
Green shell! Ah. Yeah, big.
Bakery.
Packet of bunch berries.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Alright, we got one more. Oh boy.
Rangebow Road.
Yes. Yes.
The stage is strangely short.
Yeah, it's because it used to be very long and they turned it into sections instead.
Yeah. I also still feel like this is just not at all the original track.
I mean, the original track was, like, really featureless anyway, so...
That's the thing, is, like, I'm not sure... Like, it might have the same turns and stuff. I don't know, because the original level was very, like you said, featureless. But it's... Like, it definitely didn't have a train. It didn't have this weird wavy section. It didn't have bouncing chain shops. Like...
I think that's fine. Those are...
It had railings the entire way, whereas this one doesn't. It's like... I don't know. It's weird.
I assume no one here really cares about Mario Kart leaks. So just let it be known that I'm gonna talk about leaks. But
I didn't realize there were leaks.
Yeah, it's there's strong evidence that both the 3DS and GameCube versions of Rainbow Road are going to be in the DLC.
It's cool. At that point, then we'd have 5 out of 8.
Yep. Also, in the base game, Rainbow Road makes up slightly more than 6% of the tracks.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Piece of chili. I had to make up for the first set of races where I was consistently doing bad.
Oh god, I didn't even get into top 3. Damn. That's weird. I didn't feel like I had trouble controlling this card. I just felt like I kept getting shitty luck. Maybe if I watched the footage back, then it'll be different.
Did you just randomly drive into walls like I do?
No, I just kept getting hit by items and stuff and never really made out. At least that's what I thought.
That's
Again, maybe
fine.
my memory is just immediately incorrect. But yeah. Thanks for coming along. See you guys next time for the base games DLC.